Number 5, a coffee canister will keep your toilet paper dry. You know, I'm not even going to bother with this one. It's also a waste of time. Yes, we like dry toilet paper, and yes, wet toilet paper is hard to use. But you can just as easily keep your toilet paper dry by putting it in a Ziploc bag and using what you need. It's quicker, it's easier, it takes up less space in your bag, and your bottom's not going to smell like coffee when you're done. This one gets a shaky D. Number 6, if you cover a bunch of branches with a tarp, you can build yourself a makeshift raft. That sounds pretty cool, and it sounds like it just might work. However, I am not going to be testing that out in the middle of winter. You'll have to wait for a summer episode to test that out. So, remind me. Number 7, Tic Tac containers are perfect for spices and dry condiments. So it turns out Tic Tac containers are good for storing spices and dry condiments in. But you know what else is? The containers that they come from the store in. Now, maybe Tic Tac containers are better for stacking in your bag, but I really don't think it's worth your time and effort. I give this one a D. Number 8, instead of plastic bags, transfer food like beans and rice into plastic bottles. They're less likely to rip and spill. It's true that plastic bottles are less likely to rip and spill than plastic bags. However, you need to make sure that you dry them out completely when you clean them, because if they're wet or moist, they're going to grow rot or mold much more quickly. Also, they're much harder to pack in your bag. They're less malleable than the plastic bags are. So that makes it a little more difficult for transporting stuff. And they're equal to plastic bags in protecting from rodents. So, you know, this is probably a B. Useful for storage, less useful for transporting. Yeah, I'll give it a B. Number 9. An Altoids tin with corrugated cardboard can be used as a tiny portable heater or light source. So I have here with me an Altoids tin in which I have placed corrugated cardboard. This is not as impressive as I thought it would be. I think if you pour paraffin in here, it'll be much better. You know what? Let's try that. Let's see if there's any spare paraffin left in this bag that I can squeeze out. Don't know if you can see that little bit of paraffin that dripped in there. Let's see if that helps. Ooh, there we go. Much better. Teeny bit of paraffin makes this work really, really well. And yeah, this is a nice little portable heater or flame or whatever it is you need. And the great thing is, when you want it done, just close the lid. Very easy. Good for safety. So, an Altoids tin with corrugated cardboard gets an F. An Altoids tin with corrugated cardboard and a teeny bit of paraffin, that gets an A+. Number 10. Wolverine your hands with your car keys if you feel unsafe walking to your car. Where to begin? In society, this is very useful. When there are a lot of people around, it's late at night, dark, whatever it is, walking to your car with your keys between your knuckles, it's a really good idea. It makes you feel safer, and it's certainly much easier to scare away a would-be attacker with a single punch, punching them with keys between your hands. However, in the zombie apocalypse, this is all kinds of hell no. I mean, you should never ever let a zombie get close enough that you can punch him with your keys. If you do, it's a little bit too late. And the keys aren't going to do anything because the zombie's not going to feel it. And if you're punching somebody who isn't a zombie, what are you thinking? You should be teaming up with them to help you increase your odds of survival. Even if you hate them and don't trust them. But if you trust them, that is wonderful. You guys are going to make a great team and drastically improve your odds of survival. If you don't trust them, then you have someone who you can hamstring so that you can run faster when the zombies are chasing you. Because really, the best... you don't need to be faster than the zombies, you just need to be faster than the other guy. Now, I don't recommend that strategy on people you trust and your loved ones, but for other people, it works really, really well. And it's a really good contingency plan. I give this an F-. No, I'll give it an F+. It's It's kind of useful when it's not the zombie apocalypse. When it is a zombie apocalypse, it's not. So F plus for the thought. Number 11. Water, brown sugar, and yeast will make a chemical-free mosquito trap. There are no mosquitoes in the winter here, so I can't test it out right now. However, it sounds like it would really work. Now we can test it in the spring or the summer, but just remember, yeast in the presence of sugar ferments and produces carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is what attracts mosquitoes. As our breathing out is what attracts the mosquitoes. That lets them know where we are. So in theory, this should work really well and could do lots for drowning all the mosquitoes nearby. It's just a question, you kind of have to toss it up in your own mind. Is it more worthwhile to use this sugar and yeast for non-food purposes? You know, in places where there are a lot of bloodborne pathogens, maybe it's worth it, you know? So I personally am going to give this a B because it's kind of useful. But you can bump it up to an A or down to a C depending on your local mosquito populations and personal preference.